Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're featuring 2-card FTK in Edison format using the Frog engine. Basically, this combo ends with about 20 cards in your hand, or at least 16 plus in your hand, and you just make Tempest Magician, discard, and burn for game. The combo itself takes about 20 minutes plus, so it's a little big brain combo, but it's worth doing once you know how to do it. This is what I played at the Format Libraries World Championship. Unfortunately, I didn't do my due diligence and look at the rules prior to the tournament because they had a rule where you couldn't play, or solo play rather, for 15 minutes. So I got a game loss for that even though I won the game. But I have no one to blame but myself for that. But I still think this is a good deck. Had I played this anywhere else, that rule wouldn't have been a thing. So I think I made the right call for the tournament. It's just it was the wrong tournament, unfortunately. So today I'm just gonna go over the cards I played. It's 50 cards. For you to successfully do the Tempest burn, you need at least 47 cards in your deck. Reasons being that you need to be able to hold enough cards in your hand to discard. If you play 40, you could technically get there, but if you're drawing your poison draw frogs off each other or just drawing all your other frog engine cards, it kind of holds you back on your pluses. So the reason for 47 cards minimum is just so you can spread out your cards and just keep holding monsters and things like that without affecting your combo pieces. First of all, I'd like to give a big shout out to Sam Say. He's the one that basically invented this combo. He invented the Ronin Total Mass Driver combo back in 2010, which was later net decked by the World Championship winner that year. I had conversations with him and I'm like, hey, I should try to do a frog combo again. And he came up with this one, but what he did with it was with the Gotham's loop. And I asked him like, hey, can you do it with Tempest Magician? And he actually took the time to do the math and to come up with the 47 card minimum count and things like that, so big shout outs to him. Now onto the profile. I'll start with Deep Sea Diva. You don't really need them for the combo per se. They do help and you can combo with it with symbols if you have 3 divas in grave. Mainly I played them this tournament just because I wanted cards to just play regular Yu-Gi-Oh! If I couldn't open the nuts. If I were to play it again, I probably wouldn't play them just because I'll probably do a more all-in version rather than fair Yu-Gi-Oh! 2 Des Frogs, they're mandatory for this combo. You do need them. You could technically fit a third, but then opening them sucks, so it's hit or miss. You know, sometimes if you open one, you need the other one in the deck, but if you open 2, you feel worse, things like that. So it's really up to the player preference, end of the day. Dasher. In this deck, I play Hand Destruction. If you go Hand Destruction, discard Dasher in draw phase, the cards you draw off the Dasher in draw phase can be special summoned. It also helps sets up Fishborg and Treeborn in grave, so if you discard Treeborn in grave in draw phase, it'll come out in standby and you still won't be neg. So they're just cards that like neutralizes Hand Destruction, whereas it usually is a neg 1. Do Frogs, mandatory. You could technically play 2, but I like 3. 3 Exodius, this is the main bread and butter of the combo, and loops, I'll show that in a bit. Fishborg's mandatory. The 2-card combo to do that, perform the FTK, is Substitute and Fishborg. If you can get these 2 out, you basically have game. Level Eater is another looping piece in this combo and deck. I'll show you that in a bit. Mother Grizzlies, there are additional copies of Fishborg Blaster or Substitute, which is really good. You can go summon Grizzly, attack battle phase, ram it, summon a monster, and then still perform the OTK, FTK in main phase 2, which is really good. Plague Spreader is mandatory as it helps make the Tempest Magician. After level Eater brings us down to 4, and because it's a spellcaster, it can make Tempest Magician. Poison Draw Frogs is the drawing loop combo of the deck. Gilman is just part of the Diva package. Swap Frog, Unifrog, Treeborn are all standard frog package stuff. Thunder Dragon, Again, I do like the free plus ones, and I do like the immediate plus ones, and it also pairs well with hand destruction, again, just to neutralize it and thin the deck. Card destruction, same logic, foolish to dump the fish board, same with future fusion. True nades, clear back rows obviously because you want a guaranteed and safe passage to the combo. Heavy, same thing. Salvage is a good plus one, and also is combo pieces. The more cards you have in your hand, obviously the better to discard for Tempest, things like that. And then Symbols of Heritage is the other combo piece that performs the loop with Poison, Draw Frog, and Swap. I'll show you that in a second. So before I talk about side deck and extra deck, I just want to talk about the main deck. As I mentioned before, it takes about 20 minutes plus to perform the full combo and FTK. In real time, it might take even longer if you're playing an opponent that doesn't know what's going on. They're always cutting your deck in between, this and that. Time of the combo does play an important factor of the deck, because let's say you take a long time, and it's not to be like malicious, scummy, or anything of the sort. It's just you're just trying to perform your combo. You're playing it in an adequate pace, so you're not technically slow playing, and you're always progressing the game state. Which is a thing. Let's say it took you 30 minutes to perform the full combo. That leaves your opponents with about 10-15 minutes to crack back. Time is always a factor in a tournament, and that's something players have to account for and play into when deck building. This is similar to how in Modern, or at least up to recently, players had to sign burn cards or heal cards, just so when they get into time they can change the life points. And then try to steal the game that way. This is kinda like that. Whereas you would take a long game 1, game 2, they'll try to crack back, and then let's say the time was almost running out, you would just scoop real quick, go to game 3, and then take all the time you need to do burn any damage technically. You could make Tempest burn for 5 and take the game that way. And again, not to be scummy or anything, it's just part of the combo and how the deck is made and designed to play. For the side deck, we have Gore's Trag. They're the battle traps, I guess, same with Mirror Force. You just don't want to die. You would just try to drop them, stall out as long as possible. Same with Scapegoat. I do side triple self-destruct button, because then let's say you took game 1, game 2, you go Scapegoat, put them on attack mode, bring yourself down, self-destruct when the time is right. And let's say time was called, you would be 1-0-1. You would technically win the match just because you'd be ahead of a game with your opponent by 1, which is another cheesy way to take the game. Basically a good way to counter this deck, or not counter this deck, but counter this side deck rather, is if you know what the deck is and you know that they have the combo, just scoop early, because then that just takes away their whole time cheese win aspect of the deck. We have Super Mega Hamster. I do it with Whirlwind Weasel. The logic is they'll flip Hamster, I'll set the Weasel, and then when I flip the Weasel, they can't use any spell or traps for the rest of the turn. And then you're able to freely do your combo. I do like this. If anything, I would add a Raikou, just so that if I did have the Weasel and Hamster, I could still pick something else and get the option. And Raikou is not that bad because you can still mill your fish boards and things like that. Autonomous Action Unit. This is an additional copy of Substitute if you're playing the mirror. So it's just yeah, they go first, they do their frog combo, you go second, you go Autonomous Action Unit. You're halfway there, because then the other combo piece you would need is a Fishboard Blaster, which is really cool. Forbidden Chalice. This card is meant to turn off cards like Christia or anti-summon cards. It can even boost a Fossil Dyna to 16, and then you can ram your Mother Grizzly and then still get your combo pieces. I like Forbidden Chalice more than I like cards like Book of Moon to turn them off, or Book of Eclipse, which I think is also really cool if they had multiple of those. But Chalice seems to be working best for me. And Torrential and Mirror Force, they're just board wipes. while you try to stall out and draw your buttons and things like that. Extra deck, absolute zero. This is just for future fusion. If it comes out, great, but it's not your bread and butter by any means. Half the time I don't even want to attack with it if I'm on self-destruct button, for example. But the board wipe is nice with Substitute. Everything else in the extra is pretty standard for, I guess, frog combo decks. The only real differences is Power Tool Dragon, which fetches the Symbols of Heritage, the Tempest Magician, which performs the Burn FTK, 3 Herbellum, and Gothams. So 3 Herbellums you can make throughout your combo. There's actually a foolproof way where you can get 3 Herbellums in your grave and make Tempest Magician and Gothams, where you can hand loop your opponent and burn them. But you wouldn't be able to do both in the same because it'll cost you cards in your hand to do the hand loop, which takes away the Tempest Magician. But the hand loop is great. For example, if you were to fumble along the way of your combo and you're short on cards to begin with to burn them out entirely, then the hand loop is a good backup plan, just so it's basically a turn skip. You'd have a big board, they'll draw the 1 card for turn, and then the next turn you'll just Brio Bounce or whatever to crack back and win the game. And that's the deck. If I were to play this in the future, I would probably cut the Diva package, as I mentioned earlier. Cards I do like instead would be Pot of Avarice. Pot of Avarice is good because once you go through your 3 poison draws, 2 Thunder Dragons for example, you go Avarice, you draw 2, you get 3 more draws off your poison draws, and then you get your 2 dragons off a T-Dragon, which is like a +6 off 1 Avarice, which is really good. Another card I like is probably just a Trap Stun, just because you do want to guaranteed push and do your combo as safe as possible. Sangan is also really good, just because it can fetch a combo piece, Substitute, or Fishborg, or if you go 1-for-1 Fishborg, or Tribute Sangan, for example, then you have everything, you get the Substitute, and you're good to go. Maybe I would play it at 49. Diesel Frog is also another good option if you just wanted to perform the Armory Arm Colossal combo, if you wanted to end the game quicker than it needs to be. But that's that. Let me get into the deck profile, or let me get into the combo for you guys. Alright guys, so this is gonna be the combo tutorial. I'm gonna show it into 4 different segments. There's 4 different loops that go on, so it's better to break it down and learn it into different loops, and then once you know each loop you could put it together to make it one big loop, I guess. So for this you just need a Fishborg Engrave and a Substitute. So for simplicity we'll have Foolish. So Fishborg, Summon Toad, activate Fishborg, tribute it, and then dump your poison draws, summon your swaps dumping the toads. You would want to keep the Treeborn in the deck. Poison draw. Dump toad. Grave. Dump toad. Grave. Here, once all of those are dumped, you would summon Des Frog. You'd pitch again for Fishborg. So right now we have 3 swaps, 3 poison draws, and grave. Pitch for Fishborg. Toad, tribute Fishborg, get Treeborn. Pitch for Fishborg. So we have 5, 6, 7. This will make us our Power Tool Dragon. If we already had Symbols of Heritage, we could skip a card for discarding and skip this step entirely, but just for make it a true combo, you would make Power Tool to get symbols. Tribute Power Tool for Death Frog. Discard for Fishborg. Make Brionic. Toad tribute itself for Dupe Frog. Symbols for swap. Not everyone knows this, but just that you guys know. Swap Frog can send Aqua monsters from field to grave as well. Most people think it's just from deck. So in this scenario, Swap Frog would send Dupe. Dupe gets to add from deck or grave, would get Unifrog. And then we're pretty much set up for our draw loop. I'll show you that just now. Brio, bounce symbols, swap bounce itself, and now we're gonna start our loop. Our loop looks like this. Symbols for poison draw. Discard swap for symbols. Reactivate the symbols for swap. Swap sends poison draw, and we draw one for poison draw. Salvage, we're gonna activate because we like +1s. The more cards in our hand, the better, obviously. You try to avoid picking up your swaps or your poison draws. Here we can just get our Unifrog and Treeborn Frog, as they don't conflict with our combo right now. So to do the loop again, we would discard for symbols, swap bounce itself, symbols for poison draw, discard the swap for symbols, symbols for swap, swap sends the poison draw, and we draw one. So essentially we have infinite discard one, draw one. So I'm just gonna fast forward this part now that you guys understood and seen the loop. And we're gonna keep going. Technically, we're supposed to draw until we see level leader, but since we opened with it and it's already engraved, that part is done. And then the next part for this combo was to draw until we had Exodius. So this part is also done. So we're pretty much don't have to dig anymore. So Brionic, pitch for symbols. We're keeping Exodius obviously. Swap to hand for itself. Symbols here for Substitute. Level Eater, eating Brionic. Pitching Swap Frog for Fishborg. And then summon Exodius. So this is the board or end board you should have at the end of this loop. The reason we summon the level leader and Fishborg out of the grave is so that when you summon Exodius, it doesn't go back into the deck. So right now I have to put all the monsters back into deck for Exodius' effect before I can continue this combo. Alright, so that's all done. So from here, we would go Toad, Tribute, Fishborg for swap. Swap sends the Substitute. And just by the way, Level Eater can't be tributed except for Tribute Summon, which is why we can't tribute it for Substitute. So we gotta do this more convoluted way, but it's still fine. Swap Frog bounce the Level Eater. Level Eater pitch for Fishborg. Tribute the Substitute, or not Substitute. Tribute with Substitute. Tribute the Swap Frog with Substitute for Dupe Frog. Tribute Fishborg for swap. Swap sends Dupe, and Dupe adds Frog. Level Eater, eating Exodius. Swap, bounce Level Eater. Tribute swap for Dupe. Pitch Level Eater for Fishborg. Tribute the Fishborg for swap. Swap sends Dupe. Dupe adds Treeborn. So let's just take a look at our grave right now. We have 2 swaps already. Level Eater effect. Eating Exodius. Swap, bounce, Level Eater. Here you would tribute swap for Poison Draw. Pitch Level Eater for symbols with Brionic. Symbols for swap because we have 3. Swap sends the poison draw, we draw 1. Level Eater. Eating Exodius, swap, bounce. Level Eater, pitch the Level Eater for symbols before attributing the swap for another poison draw. Symbols for swap. Sending poison draw, draw 1. Level Eater. Eating Exodius, swap, bounce. Pitch Level Eater for the symbols. Let's just see where we're at. We have 2 poison draws. So tribute, special summon, poison draw. Symbols for swap. Swap sends, draw. Level Eater to 5. Swap, bounce the Level Eater. Pitch Level Eater for symbols. Here you would deviate, you would go substitute, tribute the Exodius. It gets banished when it leaves the field. Otherwise you would just continuously loop them together. If you had like Mash Drive and Imperial Iron Wall, then that is infinite burn loop as well. Maybe I'll show it more visually after, but that is a thing. So you attribute the Exodius for Frog. Typically, if the Frog was still in deck, you could have summoned that 1 extra time for 1 extra loop. But because we have it in hand already, we just have to skip that part. So then, let's see. Here we go, Level Eater the Frog. Bounce with swap. Discard any frog here for Fishborg, and you get 7. To be honest, I can't remember if I did bounce with swap prior to that, but if anything, you would discard with Brio, and then you'll still get the same ending. Apologies. Herbalo. So when your board is like this and you have the 2 vacant zones, you can continue the draw loop again. So at this point, you want to just clear your hands out of any frogs and draw until you have Exodius. So symbols. Yeah. Here you just want to keep the Level Eater in hand. Now we have infinite draw, so discard. And I like to discard monsters because they can always be recycled with Exodius. The spell cards are the only things that don't get to come back, so it's more important to hold those to keep your hand count nice and big, I guess. Here we activate the Thunder Dragon because we like +1s. The more cards, the better. And then continue to draw. We're gonna keep our Thunder Dragon so we can always loop him. Salvage is always good. So again, you don't want to take swaps or poison draws. Anything else is fine because they're gonna get thrown out anyway. Okay, we finally got the Exodius. Yeah, we just got a pitch for symbols. Bounce swap. Discard the swap for fishboard. And because we have the level leader in hand, we still have access to it, and it doesn't hinder anything when we summon Exodius and putting everything back into deck. Okay. Now that everything's back in the deck, you can activate Thunder Dragon, get the 2 Thunder Dragons. Potter Avarice is nice. Again, I would include it in my next draft. Toad Effect, tribute the Herbellum. Here you can get the dupe. Tribute fishboard for swap. Swap sends dupe. Dupe adds frog. You pitch level leader for the fishboard. Tribute fishboard for dupe. Tribute swap for swap. Swap sends dupe. Dupe adds frog. You would go level leader. Eating Exodius. Swap bounce level leader. Tribute swap. For poison draw. Pitch level leader for Fishborg. Tribute the Fishborg for swap. Swap sends poison draw. Level leader. Eat Exodius. Swap bounce level leader. Tribute swap for poison draw. And at this point we have 3 swaps in grave. So we just go symbols for swap. Send poison draw. Draw 1. Pitch level leader for the symbols. Special summon level leader. Eating Exodius. Swap bounce level leader. Tribute swap for the last poison draw. Symbols for swap. Send poison draw. Draw 1. Let's see here. We can go pitch, bounce symbols, level eat, Exodius, swap bounce level eater, tribute swap for dupe, symbols swap, swap sends dupe, dupe adds frog. Pitch level leader for symbols. Let's try to think real quick. Tribute Exodius for Des Frog. Level leader. Death Frog, swap, bounce. The level leader. Pitch for Fishboard. Or sorry, it should be the level leader. Make this is 4, 6, 7. Make an Herbellum. Here, because you have the 2 vacant zones, you can do the draw loop again to get the last Exodius. So we have the draw loop again. And again, you just want to clear your hand out of frogs. And I guess extra Thunder Dragon so you can add more later. Plague we can keep in hand. Okay, we got the Exodius. So here you would go level leader, eating Brio, swap, bounce, level leader, pitch to bounce symbols, and then pitch for Fishborg, and that's 4, 6, 7. It's another Herbellum. Discard for Fishborg because he still has Toad on the field, and because we have level leader in hand, we still have access to everything. We would drop Exodius, putting everything back, and then where we will be on our final run of this loop. This is our board after you tribute an Herbellum, get Death Frog, because we do need to make a Brio again. And then tribute the Herbellum for dupe. Before anything, I'm going to use this Thunder Dragon to add 2 more copies. Pitch level leader for Fishborg. Tribute the Fishborg for swap. Swap sends dupe. Dupe adds frog. You would go level leader. Exodius, swap, bounce. Level leader, tribute, swap, frog for dupe. Pitch level leader for Fishborg. Tribute to Fishborg for swap. Swap sends dupe. Dupe adds frog. Level leader of the Exodius. Swap, bounce, level leader. Tribute, swap, frog. For dupe. Pitch level leader for Fishborg. Tribute Fishborg for swap. swap sends dupe, dupe adds frog, would add des frog here. Okay, level leader, bounce, swap, tribute swap. For poison draw, activate symbols for swap, because we have 3 engrave. Send poison draw with poison draw. We drew 1 unfortunately, but that is what it is. It happens. Bounce symbols with Brio, pitching level leader, eating Exodius, swap, bounce, level leader, tribute swap for poison draw, activate symbols, swap sends poison draw 1, pitch for symbols, level eat, Exodius, swap bounce the level leader. Let's see how much cards we have. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. What does that bring us at? So we already have 16 cards in hand. That's already 8,000 for our Tempest. We just need to get him to 1 more level eaten. So here we can go pitch level leader for swap to hand, level eat the Exodius, so now it's level 4. We still need Plague Engrave, so we can bounce the level leader, ditching Plague. We can stack for Plague. Tempest. So Tempest itself gets 1 counter, and we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 plus the 1 is 8,000 burn damage. If we pitch for Fishborg, tribute to had we kept, I guess, Des Frog, we could have made the 3rd Herbellum, and then with the 3 Divas engraved, we could have symboled, and then Diva and Herbellum would make the Godoms. So had I didn't go with this line, it would have been the Herbellum line. So let's see. We can go additional normal summon. Pitch for Fishborg. Seven to make Herbellum. We can do the draw loop. To get Deep Sea Divas engraved. You would then just go symbols for Diva. If you want to keep the symbols, you could. But we have so many. And you have Gothams. And then now you can just go symbols, Herbellum, because you have 3 engraved. Tribute, rip a card, and oops, sorry. Pitch for symbols, tribute with Gothams, symbols for Herbellum, rinse, repeat. And you have hand loop as well as top as Tempest FTK. Hope you guys enjoyed that combo. Let me go over a couple of not niche, or let me go over how you can perform the combo with weird hands. Sometimes you have the combo, but you're just like, oh, you have the Treeborn in hand, like you can't do the combo now, you can't make the power tool. So for these moments, you would just double summon the Treeborn. I'll show you how to do that just now. Future Fusion, you would dump Dasher because I think it's the best thing to go with it. Malicious I do like, it's just I hate having 2 copies of Malicious, because then Malicious and Subtoad is also good for combo reasons, as most Frog players already know. You would go Subtoad, pitch for Fishborg, and you would send everything you can. Bounce would swap, pitch for Fishborg, and then tribute Fishborg. And then because you bounce with Swap Frog, you get to double summon the Treeborn. Then you pitch for Fishborg. And you would have your power tool again to get your 3 symbols. So that is how you would fix that kind of hand. Resume. To get that combo. Another scenario that people might have or issues with is opening the Death Frog, because technically you need 2 Death Frogs to perform the full combo. So in this scenario, it's the same thing. You'd use the extra normal summon on the Death Frog instead over the power tool. But you would still need an extra card in hand, so you might have to wait a turn. Or in this scenario, I have the Thunder Dragon to get there for us. I'll show you just now. Substitute summon. I'm going to activate the Thunder Dragon, get it out of the way. Pitch for fishboard. Tribute it. We'll dump all our poison draws. Swap. Toad. Swap. Dump toad. Swap. Here you just do bounce. Pitch for fishboard. Tribute the fishboard. For Des Frog. Pitch fishboard. Tribute the fishboard. For Treeborn. Pitch for fishboard. So 5, 6, 7 is power tool. Power tool effect. And the symbols. And then just hard summon the Des Frog over the power tool. Pitch for fishboard. Make Brio. Toad for dupe. Symbols for swap. Send dupe. Dupe adds frog. And then we have draw loop again. Bounce. Brio. Swap bounce itself. Symbols for poison draw. Pitch for symbols. Reactivate symbols. Send poison draw. Draw. And then we have the loop again. So from this board, which is the first segment of the loop, this is the end board after everything. I'll show you that you can also get Exodia with the same combo. In hindsight, had I played the tournament with Exodia, I probably would have won my matches way faster. It's just my strategy was to take the long turns, which backfired in the end, but it's okay. So you tribute Fishborg, get swap, swap sends Toad, swap bounce the level leader in hand. You would pitch level leader for Fishborg. Tribute for dupe. Tribute swap for swap. Swap sends dupe. Dupe adds frog. Level leader. Bounce swap. Or sorry, bounce with swap, the level leader. Tribute the swap. Get dupe. Pitch level leader for Fishborg. Tribute the Fishborg for swap. Swap sends dupe. Dupe adds frog. Level leader. Eating Exodia. Swap bounce the level leader. Tribute the swap. Get poison draw. Pitch level leader for the symbols. Activate symbols. For swap. Swap sends poison draw. Level leader. Swap. Bounce. Pitch level leader for the symbols. And then tribute the swap. Get poison draw. Symbols, swap. Swap sends poison draw, draw 1. Level leader. Swap bounce the level leader. Pitch level leader for symbols. Tribute the swap. Poison draw. Symbols for swap. Swap sends poison draw to grave. Draw 1. Level leader. Needing Exodius. Swap bounce the level leader. Pitch level leader for symbols. Tribute Exodius. Once you have 5 cards in hand and do the frog loop or the draw loop, then you have Exodius. So essentially we have it now. I think I bounced already with swaps, so we'll just bounce this with this. And then now we're just gonna do the draw loop. Because we have 3 poison draws and we're gonna have 3 swaps just now when we pitch for the symbols. Oops. That's in our hand, and then we're gonna reactivate it, summon swap, send, draw, and then we're gonna do the draw loop. I'm gonna use a Thunder Dragon. Might as well. And I'm gonna use a salvage. Last card in the deck. Boom. So that's a fast and consistent way to get Exodia, I guess, with 2 card Frog Engine. Not bad. But yeah, we got Exodia real quick. Pretty easy. Once you have the draw loop, if there's any combo you want to do in this game, like, you can do it. So I mean, this draw combo does enable a lot, which is really good. I'd like for everyone else to explore it and see what they can come up with. These are the fastest ways I think we could do with this combo, because again, I come from Modern and I'm used to doing these 10-minute turns. I love these big combo lines and things like that, and I love to innovate Edison to be more like that, which is fun. Yeah, if there's any questions you guys have, please let me. So another cool thing you could do with Deep Sea Diva is basically make the Diva the tuner of your deck with the Swap Frog. So you would just go special, pitching dupe, send dupe, normal Diva for Diva, swap bounce the Diva, special the swap, pitching the dupe, or Diva, sorry, send in the swap. So now you have essentially three swaps and 3 dupes. You make a brio, normal the dupe, symbols for swap, swap sends dupe. Dupe will add the poison draw, pitch poison draw for the symbols, bounce swap symbols for dupe, and now we're just doing a loop to basically add all our poison draws. And then that's that combo. And then once you have this set up, you can go on to doing the loop again, the draw loop. So that's another cool niche thing you could do with Deep Sea Diva. So I'm gonna do a game for you guys just to demonstrate the combo in real time. So I switched out the Divas for Gilman. I put Sangan, Avarice, and 2 trap stuns. Honestly, like, let me see here. I'm just gonna take out all my random fluff, just so it's more visual for you guys. But yeah, so basically these 10 cards here are all fluff. They're all flex slots. You can make them anything you want. The main core pieces is everything above here minus maybe Sangan. But everything else is important. And also maybe Future Fusion, because we're not playing the Dasher. But yeah, all of these things are all fluff. If you like the Dasher and Future Fusion, then it'll probably be these. But yeah, that's just for you guys to know. Dex, it's default. Alright, let's jump into this. Let's see if we can ruin anyone's day. Alright guys, we have the combo. Let's go. Special summon. Yep, Toad. And a salvage. Toad and dupe. And foolish for Fishborg. Bounce the frog, normal Toad, scoop before we get there, but we'll see. Activate that. Get Edison Frog. Activate fishboard. Five, six, seven for power tool. Power tool effect. Additional frog summon. Then activate this, pitch the fishboard. Make Ma-Roo. I'm gonna bounce tobacco for fun. This should be game. What's happening? Again. Drew. Discard one and draw one, and asking if it's okay to fast forward. I'll do it again for him to see. Do. now I'm just looking for a +1 card. This could be okay actually. So I'm gonna go true. I still need Exodius. Now we're just looking for Exodius. And I always discard monsters first, because they're the only things that can go back into the deck. Now we're in the drawing phase of our combo. Get dupe first. Because you don't want to draw the cards we'd rather add. shoot. I like to shoot at this at 5. So Edison Frog. And this is 4, 6, 7. I will pitch a frog for fish board. I'm gonna do the draw loop again. Just to get rid of her hands. I think we got all our pieces. So now we just go pitch, bounce, bounce, pitch. And then we have all our pieces. You always want to make sure you have love leader in hand and fish board. This is the board state you always want to maintain. And everything goes back in the deck again. Shoot. shoot. Symbols. Draw. So here I will pot. Put 3 poison, draw 2 dupes. 1, 2. I will go Thunder Dragon. Get 2 Thunder Dragons. I will pitch 10. I will eat. Bounce to hand. Shoot. Symbols. Draw. Pitch. Level eat. Bounce. Shoot. Symbols. Draw. I will go. I will shoot that. No, I have 2 this one. We'll go pitch 10. Level eat. Bounce to hand. Shoot. Symbols. Swap. Set. Draw. Okay, I will now clean up my hand. So I will go bounce Treeborn, 2 hand. Bounce this to my hand. I will. I just need to get the fishboard out. Fishboard out in Exodius. I need to do the draw loop. 2. I just need to clean my hand of frogs. Pitch that to bounce to hand. Bounce this to hand. Then we're gonna pitch for Fishborg. Run through this. And he left. Mm. Yeah, he didn't want to watch that no more. But yeah, let's just play it out. Send. Get dupe. Banish. Get swap. Okay, that's glitched. Swap sand dupe. Get Treeborn. Pitch a level leader. Shoot for dupe. Shoot swap for swap. Send dupe. Get Unifrog. Oh, do we have level leader already? Alright. Level leader. For some reason it's not saying it's there, but it's there. I guess because he left. Swap bounce to hand. Shoot. Get dupe. Pitch level leader for Fishborg. Shoot the Fishborg. I don't know, we already had the swap, guys. I guess we just have to get the poison draw here. And then pitch the swap for the dupe. And then I have to swap some grays, so symbols. Level leader. So this is at 2. Bounce. Shoot. Oops. You always want to remember to bounce the symbols before you shoot it off. I'm also bad. I should have been using the Thunder Dragon before I've been drawing. Otherwise, if I drew this, I would have been sad. Okay. Symbols. Swap. Send. Draw. We have poison draw already. Sadly. Go level E. So now we just want to eat this down to level 4, so 6 times essentially. Bounce. Level leader. Pitched and pitch swap for a level leader. So all of this is net 0. What I'm doing. We're just eating it down right now. Bounce to hand. Pitch level leader to bounce this. Symbols. Whatever. Well, not whatever. We're gonna do the draw loop. poison draw, I have to pitch it. Take a duel, draw loop. Because right now we need Plague Spreader. Poison draw. Pitch. Pitch. So now we have draw loop, draw one, discard one. We'll just draw through the whole deck. Pitch. Play for symbols. Bounce the hand. Stack whatever. Plague. Plague. And level 4 spellcaster makes Tempest. And now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. What is that? 17 is 5 times 500. Is 8,500 plus the counter on this. That's 9,000 burn damage. Game. Yeah, we did it before you got to see it, but that's just the combo more or less. I just wanted to showcase with everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do, you know, obviously like, comment, subscribe, things like that help me out. And yeah, can't wait for the next one. And if there's anything that like you want me to try to showcase or work on, I'm always down for topics and ideas to do for you guys. Alright, thanks.